Any idea? Lambda function.
It's a serverless services to deploy the application.
Yes, it's a kind of platform as a service, right? AWS
Yes.
provide a platform to deploy our code, right? So what is serverless?
Scalable and fixable, cost effective.
Yes, that are the features of serverless, right?
Yes.
But like what it means, I mean, serverless and server.
No servers to manage.
Yes, there are no underlying. We as a developer, we didn't bother about the underlying server, right? So we can choose serverless. So they don't bother about underlying server. My screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Server and serverless, okay? These are the two terms that we can see in any cloud computing platform. So coming to server, we need to manage from the server level, okay? It's a kind of, I mean, it's an example of IaaS, IaaS, in IaaS, infra as a service, okay? This is PaaS actually, but platform as a service. So coming to server, we need to manage the server. I mean, we need to bother about the operating system. We need to patch the operating system regularly. So it's a kind of we managing entire infrastructure, okay, from the base level. Like we can manage server, we can install application into the server, and a lot of benefits if we have the server, okay. So this is under like this is the term, okay, coming to server. So as a developer perspective, okay, they did not bother about the server, okay. They need only the platform to deploy their code. So that's why these cloud providers offer serverless platform. So they can take a platform, okay. Platform means there is a underlying server there, but that fully managed by AWS, okay. So they can easily set up the platform. I mean, as a developer, they can choose the platform, like which code that they are deploying, like going to deploy, like Python or Ruby. There is an option there to select all the things, and they can directly deploy their code and run the application very easily. Coming to this scenario, they need to configure the server, then choosing the operating system, then they need to set up the platform, and after they deploy their code, there is so many time coming to server. So coming to serverless, it's a very easy process, and there is no time within limited time they can deploy their application. Got it. So coming to AWS, there are different types of serverless services there. Like one common service is AWS Lambda. it's actually a function driven service. Okay, function driven service. Then one more service there, AWS Elastic Beanstalk. Anyone heard about that? Beanstalk. Both are commonly used serverless platform. Okay, where we need to build our application without bother about the underlying server. Got it? So coming to AWS Lambda, it's also a serverless computing service that allows us to run code without the need to provision or manage server. And the Lambda designed to execute code in response to specific events such as changes in data, user request, or application activities. So there are different key features for Lambda. One is event-driven execution. So coming to event-driven execution, Lambda functions are triggered by events from various AWS services like EC2, S3, DynamoDB, any services. Okay, I'm audible, right? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, fine. Then like scalability, statelessness, cost effectiveness, all the things are under the features. Okay, key features. Like coming to scalability, Lambda automatically scales based on number of incoming events. Like it means it can handle one request or thousands of requests simultaneously. Okay. Then cost efficiency, it's charged only for the compute that we consumed. So like when your code is not running, you don't pay like that. So there are a lot of use cases for Lambda. Okay, like running codes in response to HTTP requests, then processing data streams in real time from different services like DB or any AWS services we can set up for live streaming data. Then automating infrastructure management tasks in a serverless environment. So different scenarios there, like use cases there. So as per the requirement, we need to configure the AWS Lambda function. So I will show you one simple example, okay, that we can set up Lambda. For example, this is our AWS console. So in our AWS console, consider there is some virtual machines, okay, one or two, okay. These are the EC2 machines. EC2. So there is one requirement like these are the live machines, okay. So these machines only runs with some time frame, okay. For example, that machine runs only Monday to Friday, and there is some time limit, okay. That machines start from 9 a.m. and stop stop like after, for example, this machine only runs office hours. Okay, consider like that's like a scenario. So it's starting from 9 a.m. and ends 6 p.m. Okay, this is a scenario, or 7. So by manually we can do the same things, but for example, if n numbers of server, it's a complex task, right? So for the same scenario, we can use some event-driven functions like similar like Lambda. Okay, create a Lambda function and include that missions. Then we can add the event. Okay, which type of event we need to trigger. So that you in this case, the event trigger means whenever the time hitting 9 a.m. So that's trigger. Okay, so the Lambda function will execute the code that we put inside the Lambda when configuring this scenario. So Lambda function will start the machine and stop the machine accordingly as per the events. Got it?
Yes.
So I will show that quick demo. So first I'm going to install one, deploy one EC2 machine. First I am going to manually deploy one machine, okay, for the test. Test for Lambda. Simple create a mission, okay, now need to configure much. So we successfully deployed one mission, okay. So this is our mission, okay. Consider we have only one mission. In real world scenario, there is a lot of missions there, okay. So this is our mission. So we need to do the same thing. Like we need to start morning and ends at evening, okay. So we need to perform a Lambda function. Just to go to Lambda, type Lambda. See here, we can see the service Lambda. So this is a dashboard of Lambda. So here we can see create a function. So click create a function. Now we are going to create a function. So this is a landing page of creating function. So here we can provide the name, the runtime, and architecture, all the things we can define here. So we can from scratch, okay, and give it a name like EC2 start. There is an official documentation by AWS, okay. Similar scenario, how to do Lambda to stop and start Amazon EC2 instance at regular intervals. So here we can see when go through the documents. See the steps that we need to follow. Use Lambda To stop and start EC2 instance at regular intervals, complete the following steps. So first we need to create policy and am role for your Lambda function. So that's the first thing, okay. We need to create policies. Create policy and role. So type IAM where we configure roles and policies. So go to IAM. And click policies. Here we can see create policy. We are going to create a policy from scratch, okay. So click create policy. And here we can see visual JSON and all the things. So click JSON. Coming to the document, we can see the policies configuration JSON file. See, so copy, paste here. This is the policy, okay. For here we can see the effect allow. So it will create a log creation group. So log create a log stream, then put logs events. Okay, this is actually creating the corresponding logs from the resources. And effect allow easy to start and stop. These are the actions. Then click next. You can give a policy name for this policy. So give any name, okay. You see to start. Create policy. The policies has been created. Now we need to create a role. So click role, create role. Here AWS service, okay. So we can choose AWS service and the use case Lambda. Next. So here we can select the policies, okay. So we can choose the policies that we created earlier. So choose the same policy here. Easy to start and stop policy. So click that one. Then next. Then give one name for the policy. Sorry, for the role. Easy to start, stop, role. Everything seems fine. Create role. So the first task is done. Creation of roles and policies. So next we can go to configure Lambda. See, after create enroll Lambda, create Lambda function that stop. We can good to go Lambda. Lambda. Create function. Order from scratch. Then give the name. Start EC2. Here there is two types of event we need to create. One is for start EC2 or one is another one function for stop EC2. Okay. So the runtime here they mentioned the runtime. See Python 3.9. So you need to change from the node to Python 3.9. Okay. The architecture is same. Permission. Here we can change the permission. Okay. Change default execution role. So click on that. Here we need to choose use a existing role. So because we have a role. Okay. So the role we created earlier, easy to start and stop. So click that role. Then advanced settings, no need. You can simply create function. So here we created a Lambda function and the name is start EC2. So we need to provide the code, okay, to start our EC2 machine. So scroll down. See here. Configuration. So here we need to provide the code. So the code we can see here. So here you can see this is a Python code, okay. So the region we need to change the region US West 1. So in our case, our region is US East 1. So I'm going to change to East to West to East. And here you can see the instances IDs. So these are the example of how we're providing the instance ID. So in our case only there is one instance. So I'm going to check my instance ID. This is my ID, okay? Just to copy the ID. And paste it here. Fine. This is for start event. Okay, here you can see ec2.start instances. So just to deploy. For that, I'm going to stop my instance manually. Stop instance. Here we can see before going to test, here we can see configure test events. So we need to configure the event name, okay? Start EC2 event we can, and everything is fine. Click save. Here our machine is stopped. So I'm going to test manually, okay? Test. You can check the status. See it's runs, right? See it's pending. It's going to reboot, I mean, going to start mode. Yes, it's running. So this machine is turned on by Lambda. Got it. Here we can set some timing configuration, like whenever the trigger happen. So after some times, some cooldown time we can set, like okay, leave it. We can add one more function for stop easy to mission, same way. Stop easy to use the role. Create function and go to the code. Coming to the document, we have a code for stop easy to mission. See, both are same code. There is only the arguments change, okay? Easy to stop and easy to start. Paste and change the region and machine name ID. Is the one. Okay, and deploy. Save configuration. Stop EC2. Go into text, okay? So now you can see my machine is running state. So go to code and test. Verify. See, the machine state is going to stop me. So this is actually manually be testing our Lambda function, right? So we need to automate the same process because as per the timing. So we need to start our mission at a daytime like 9 a.m. local time and ends with ends at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. as per the requirement. So the Lambda will manage the start and stopping of the required resources. Got it. So for that, we need to configure the Lambda trigger option. See here, you can see add trigger. So trigger based on the events. Okay. So the events and the timing, all the things we need to provide. So go to the functions. So first we need to create a trigger for start, then stop. So click the function. Then here we can see add trigger. So click add trigger. Here we use add trigger using a event CloudWatch event. Okay, event bridge. See CloudWatch event. So this is a service that we are going to use for triggering the function. So choose the event bridge CloudWatch event. Click create new role and role name. Start. Then here we can see event rule type. Under type, we can see event pattern and scheduled expressions. So we can go with the scheduled expressions. Okay, this is actually we are going to create a cron job. Okay, like under the cron job, we specify the timing, date, week, year, all the things. So here you can see the example cron job. So the cron open bracket. So here we need to provide the uh, timely, weekly, hourly manner configuration. Okay. So here we can see the configuration. Enroll. So these are the expressions, okay, cron expressions for the minutes, hour, day of the month, day of the week, and year. So we need to provide the like cron expressions as per our need. So now I didn't configure a time. I mean daytime or like 9 a.m. or 6. So I will try to stop after 10 minutes. Okay, that's my requirement. So now my local time is 7:46 a.m. So I will go to create one cron for the I mean starting after 10 minutes. Okay. So this is my required cron time. So here you can see cron 22, 2, then asterisk, again asterisk, then a question mark, then one more asterisk. So that means that 22 means that 22 minutes, okay, and the 2 hour. That hour actually
Not
calculated.
audible.
Yes. Hello. I'm audible, right?
Tawfiq, your voice is breaking up.
Now it's stable.
Your voice is breaking up. We didn't get the part about the regex.
Now it's stable. Hello.
Can you listen to us?
Yes, yes. My voice is stable right now. All of you. Hello.
I think he said his connection is on.
Okay. My side is stable, right?
Yeah, now you're back.
Okay, fine. So here you can see the crown that I set, crown 22 space 2, then 2 asterisk, 1 question mark, again 1 asterisk, right? So the explanation of this crown is 22 means the minutes, okay, and the 2 that is hour, okay, that is calculated with the UTC conversion, okay, timing UTC. So next to 2 asterisk, every day of the month and every month. Then question mark and again 1 asterisk, that is any day of the week. So this cron expression will trigger the event at 2:22 a.m. UTC, which correspond my local time, that is 7:52. In my current time is 7:48. Okay, so we have limited time, so we need to configure. So I'm just adding. So the trigger function is added. Okay, here we can see, or else we can quickly go to the cloud watch. See, my machine is top state. Okay. Okay, this is my CloudWatch dashboard. So here you can see events and go to rules. So all the rules will list here, okay. So scroll down. It will take some time. Yes, you can see start easy to trigger enabled. So now just to click on that. See, now it's converted to UTC time, okay. So the crown, this is a crown that we configured now. So we can see the local time here, local time zone. See, it's trigger this like from 20 to 29, okay. So it will start that mission 7:52. Only 1 minute left. We can go to the dashboard and see if it start or not. Only 51. We need to wait 1 more minute. Trigger the Lambda function as per the cron job. After this, we need to create one more cron job for stopping the machine. Now the local time is 7:52. Just reload. Still stop state. It will take some time to in background. It will trigger and run the Lambda function. Yes, see, it's going to pending. That means the machine is started by Lambda. See, running. So this will again running next day, 21st August, same time. Because we created another one for stopping the machine. Okay, so after today 6 p.m. or whichever time is we need to configure. So after that, the machine will go to stop state. So this event will start the machine at the desired time. Okay. So this is the Lambda function for start and stop EC2 machine. Lambda. So now we trigger only for the EC2 start. So if we need stop, then we need to go to the stop function, then add the trigger. Same way, just adding the trigger, choose that event bridge, then create a rule, give it a name like stop EC2, then event pattern, choose event expression, then add the cron job for stopping the machine. Cron. Then we can specify the time as per the need. Then click just add. That's all. So the cron will do the job. Got it? Clear?
Yes.
So this is actually event-driven like function. Like as per our corresponding time trigger, it will run the code actually, Lambda code. We specify some code in Lambda function. So it will execute the code whenever we set up the cron job. So next one is coming to S3. Okay. So I think you all know what is S3, right? In AWS.
Storage.
Right.
Simple storage service.
Yes, yes. It's which type of storage service S3 provide?
Uh, we can store many files as buckets in S3.
Right. Okay. Coming to S3, S3 is a like it's a huge storage space. Okay. The S3 means simple storage service. That is S3. There is three SR in the conversion. I mean the expansion of S3. One is simple and storage service. Simple storage service. Three S are there. Okay. That means that we called S3. So it's actually a simple storage service. It's a object storage service that provides scalability, data availability, security, and performance. So S3 allows us to store and retrieve any amount of data at any time from anywhere on the web. That's one of the main feature of S3. So there are so many use cases are there for S3. For example, we have a easy to machine. Okay. Easy to, and that easy to have their own hard disk. I mean, their own storage. In some cases, we need to take some data from our some other storage. In this case, the storage is S3. Okay, S3 we have a S3. We configure S3, and there is some files there. Consider like some files are in S3. So we can configure the rules, permission, all the things. After that, we can taking the files from the S3. This is once different scenarios are there. S3. So S3 in S3 we have several files. Okay, consider. So we can log in the EC2 machine and create a connectivity from S3. EC2 to S3. So we can take the files. This is one scenario. Then the another scenario is some like some application is running in EC2 machine. Okay, so when running time we need to take some data from S3. So our data are in S3. Okay, so in that scenario we can taking the data from the S3 and running the application in EC2. Then simple scenario, we have some application code. We have some application codes. For example, index.html, a simple web app page. So we need to deploy this application. Okay. So before how we deploy the application, we need to configure the EC2, then install the web server, then we need to put the code to the corresponding directory. So very simply, we can deploy using S3. Just put the code inside the S3, and we can expose the S3 bucket to everyone. Okay, after that we will get some URL to access the bucket. So inside the bucket we have the code, so it will display the HTML contents. So similar way we can configure S3. So, we can store images, videos, huge files in S3. By default, all our uploaded files are like private. Okay, we need to enable it public. So go to S3. I will show you quickly create a bucket in S3. So here we can see create bucket. So give it a name like.
The screen is being shown.
Sorry.
I think the screen is still on the the Microsoft Paint. It needs to be on the browser window.
So this is the landing page of S3. So click create bucket. So we need to provide a name bucket. This is bucket in the sense of like it's a similar like a bucket. Okay. So inside the bucket we storing our like contents, right? So similar way we create a bucket and we store our data inside the bucket. So here I am going to provide a name like app. Then everything is same. See, by default, block all public access. So by default, it will block all the public access. And we can leave it as same and create bucket.
Are we going to enable version controlling?
No. Bucket versioning is disabled. We can, as per the requirement, we need to make it as enable. When creating bucket name, okay, we need to provide the unique name that is not available anywhere. So we need to choose that uniquely. Application. Yes. This is taken, I think. And just create bucket. So see, the bucket is created. Click on that. See, this is the bucket configuration page. Here we can see the property, permission, metrics, management, access point, and all the things. So here we can deploy a sample web application. Okay, I will check anything.
You're losing your voice again, sir.
Voice is breaking, right?
Yeah, now it's better.
Okay. Okay, I created a index.html file in my local folder. So here we can see upload. So here we can upload any files from our local machine. So click on upload. So here add file, okay. So index.html, open. See that file is uploaded. And click upload.
Taufik, I have a question.
Yes.
So what will happen if I upload my HTML, upload any data into S3 bucket for second time? So for example, I have uploaded some data into S3 bucket, and I want to again upload the same data, which is added some extra features or some extra data added into that. So if I upload another data into that one, the primary one is going to override, or it's going to stay there?
Stay there.
Okay. That's actually I read that if we enable the version control, it will stay. It will show that the version first or the version second, like that.
Yes, that's why we enable and disable that version there. So we can configure that part as per the requirement, okay? Because there are different scenarios there. I mean, code reusability like that. So as per the requirement, we need to enable version control. Otherwise, it's a duplicate of lot of codes in our bucket.
Okay.
So yes, now we uploaded a index.html file in our bucket. So here you can see one option called static web hosting. So default it's disabled. So we need to enable that thing. So I'm going to enable post a static website, and here we need to provide index document. So index.html. Error document, for example, that page is not loaded. Then it will shows the error document if we have any. Otherwise, we can leave it as and save changes. See, now we will get one external URL to access our application. See, so click on that. Forbidden access denied. See, the as of now our bucket access is not like accessible for, I mean, outside the account. Okay, so we need to enable it. So what we will do, go to the permission. See, block all public access, that is on. So we need to change it as save changes, confirm, verify. We need to provide bucket policies as well. Okay, so we need to provide policy. I have one old policy. I just applying that one. Okay, this is a bucket policy, and that policy is for allow read access. Okay, so anyone can read our content. That's a policy. And here you can see resources. We need to provide the bucket name here. So the bucket name ARN is this one. Paste. Now save changes. And verify. See, application is accessible. So this is the simple code I uploaded in our S3 bucket. Okay, so this way we can simply expose our static web page using S3 bucket. This is one of the simple scenario. There are a lot of use cases there. As per the requirement, we need to configure our S3 bucket.
Should I turn off the lights?
Sorry?
Sorry, I was not on mute.
Okay. And coming to AWS services, these S3 is coming under global region. Okay, there is no region for S3 configuration. So whenever we are in bucket creation, it's coming to global. So anyone have any doubt?
Buckets are always global in Or S3 is always global.
S3.
So there is no region like US West or US.
Right. So there are what are the services under global? S3, IAM, then one more services there, CloudFront, I think. These are the services under global, because sometimes the interviewer asks what are the services have no region, like.
Can we work on this through automation, like using Terraform, Python code, and create an S3 and create an Lambda for tomorrow class?
All the services in AWS we can automate using third-party application like Terraform or AWS CloudFormation.
Can we do it in the next class?
Creation of S3, right?
Yeah, creation of S3 and creation of Lambda.
Yes.
Yeah.
The global service, Amazon Route 53, IAM, and CloudFront S3. These are the services coming to global actually. Okay, just to note it down. Route 53, IAM, CloudFront, and S3. So most of the interview time, they will ask what are the services under global. Okay. So anyone have a doubt?
Could you repeat this last point? Could you repeat this last point you said?
Yeah, that's our services.
They ask in the interview why it's global.
Services that coming to global. Okay, not that specific in any region.
Oh, S3 is one of them.
Yes.
And what are the other ones you said?
IAM, Route 53, CloudFront, and S3. 5 services.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, 4 services. So anyone have a doubt? Or else we can wind up the section.
No doubt, we can wind up. Have a good night, everybody. Good morning, Taufik. Thank you.
Yes. Then okay, bye.
Good night,
Bye all.
good morning. Bye.
Sir, can you repeat again what they will ask? IAM Route 53 and
the questions comes like what are the services not specified in any region or coming to global. So that services Route 53, IAM, AWS CloudFront, and S3. These are the 4 services have no region. These are comes under global.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Then we can wind up, right?
Yeah.
All of you.
Good.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye all.
Bye.
Okay, bye, sir.
Bye.
Goodbye.